Hello everyone, this is Shadow Dragon back with another episode of DC Universe Online. So it's actually been a while since I did like a booster bundle or capsule price guide because basically it's pretty boring because they follow the same pattern and pricing tier, but I decided to do one for this bundle because the format is different. So typically with a booster bundle, there are there are three tiers of like frequency. In this one, there are four. So this breaks the pattern, and it kind of makes it hard to predict. It made it hard to predict because they broke the pattern of what was actually coming out. So yeah, I kind of didn't guess this one right at all, but they came out with a lot of new products. On the website, which I will link to in the description below, they have them in the order of frequency. At least that's what it looks like. So the rarest item is this Cosmic Chroma Pack. It's a box where once you open it, you get to choose dark or bright. So this is what the dark one looks like. So you get like this black, this deep black taking up one of the slots, purplish metal, and then you get the cosmic material, which is tintable. With the bright one, you get like a white, and then there's like an iridescent pearly like lavender, and then the cosmic material. So this is like the super rare item. The rare item is an aura. It's this special cosmic aura or nebula aura. So they kind of match the chromas above. So the cosmic one is like a bright version of like space with stars and clouds. And the nebula one is a little bit darker. There's some purples in there. There's some orange. And this is where it starts to. This is where it strays from the previous pattern. So they have two, what it seems to be like two different types of items for the common. And from what I see so far, I believe these two are the same frequency. Naturally, the materials are going to end up costing more because they're just cooler. Like, people are going to consume the materials more often than the auras. So when we look at the common stuff, this is where it sort of follows the pattern of the previous one. Like in the previous booster bundle, you had these metallic materials as the rare. No, sorry, they were, I think, in the middle. So typically in a booster bundle, they would slide down to the more common frequency, which they did here. So we have three metallic materials. There's a tungsten, which is like a black metal. This is a great alternative to the stealth material, which is much harder to get because that's one of the highest priced quark items. So depending on how much you spend on capsules, like for me, I was able to get the stealth after like a year maybe. So this is a quick alternative if you don't want to grind that out. No feet for either one, by the way. It's just a cool looking black metal. The difference though is tungsten is slightly more on the warm side, so it's going to work better with like the reds and stuff, whereas the older stealth is a little bit on the cool side. But neither one is like a deep black. They're both like metallic. Then we've got this chrome material. There was also an older metallic material that was in one of the capsules. I actually don't even know what that looks like because I wasn't able to get it myself, and I haven't seen anyone else that had it. But this would be the alternative to that. If you want an idea of what this looks like, it's basically the steel neon without the neon. It looks exactly like that without the neon. So it's a nice basic one. And then we've got green metal. In the older booster bundle, the two colors for the rarer metal was red and blue. You won't see too many of those around. But these should be more common. But we'll take a look at the price guide after I go through this website here. But these two are going to be more expensive because they're basically neutral. They're like neutral in color, so there are a lot of applications for these two. Whereas the green one is going to be specific to like probably Green Lantern or any power set that's a green color. So yeah, that's how I kind of predict the prices of things. These two will probably be more expensive than that one. And then also in the common tier are these variant auras, which were they kind of look like some of the older ones, but you know how hard those were to get because those were like years ago. This type is called plasmic, and these are like slight variants. This is a dark yellow, and this is a dark blue to the right. The dark yellow and regular yellow look almost the same. But both of these were released as partial auras. Like if you were in the Halloween event and you were crafting those jack-o'-lanterns, finishing those off would randomly give you some old partial auras that were like variants of previous booster bundles. And it was highly requested that we get the complete ones, because we never had complete ones of those variants, so these are two of them. So it's definitely a second chance to go back and get something that's similar to the original plasmics. These probably aren't that expensive on the broker, but again, we will take a look at the USPC prices coming right up after this. Okay, so we're going to take a look at the booster bundle prices, and keep in mind that this is towards the end of the promotion, so you're not going to see like the craziness from the first day, except possibly with the ultra rare. So keep in mind that all prices are USPC. If you're on a different server, they are likely going to be different prices, although they will probably follow the same percent difference. Okay, so I'm displaying a few of the items here off to the left. This is the chrome material along with the dark blue plasmic aura. Both of those are common items. Off to the right, Alyssa is displaying the bright cosmic chroma, and that's with the cosmic material taking over most of the armor. And let me switch her over to another armory so that you could see that it's tintable. So naturally, like because of the color of cosmic, it's going to work better with cooler tints. But other colors will work on styles that have like more panels. So this is currently the Primeval style, so there's a lot of different divisions and lines. And because of that, you get more of the tinting in there. Like if these were flat panels, if this was like one flat panel for the body, you wouldn't see that much of the tint, in which case you would want to use a cooler color. So that's something to experiment with. But let's dive into the broker. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the common stuff. I'm going to highlight just styles and aura. I'm going to go with dark yellow. Yeah, so we have these starting in at like maybe like around a 7 million. You can get these for below if you shop long enough. There aren't too many on here. I think with these booster bundle items, like everything in here is pretty good. Like obviously the ultra rare is flashy, but all of the ones below that, they're like pretty practical. Like if you think about a dark yellow plasmic, that can match a lot of styles. So dark, oh crap. Dark blue is getting mixed in with regular dark blue. Dark blue plasmic. Okay, so it's pretty equivalent to the yellow, around the 7s going to 9, a little bit higher. There are more blues here. Yeah, some of these are crazy, like trying to get 55 million out of that. Like maybe maybe on day 1, but and after these expire, these are just going to go up because they are a booster bundle, so they won't return in any way unless someone happens to buy and store it. Everything in the booster bundle is exclusive. Okay, so now we're going to look at the metallic materials. Okay, so tungsten is around 10 million. It has pretty much held this value throughout. So that's not bad considering the inflation on USPC. Let me see if there's a material thing. Okay, so let's just separate out the materials. Chrome is like a little bit cheaper, but it's roughly around the same. It's going to be like a 9 or 10. But you will find more chromes that are below that than tungsten. So I guess people are going for the black, because I think we have like a lot of metallic materials already, but not many like black ones that are easy to get. Because like, you know, if you think back, stealth is a huge grind. Black neon was super rare, as was the black composite, because people were just consuming that one. So I think that's why tungsten has the edge over chrome. Green was the one that I thought wasn't going to be as high as the other two. And yep, that's the case. It's like half the price. I mean, it still looks cool. It's just that, you know, if you're like a fire tune, you're not going to get green metallic material. So the other factor is the materials seem to be in the same tier as those two auras. And they're kind of roughly in the same pricing area. But in general, overall, like, materials are going to be more desirable than auras because, like, you know, it's been how many years of auras and materials are newer. The other factor is, like, in one armory you can save 3 materials, but you can only use 1 aura. So, you know, because we have such a huge library of auras, we can only use a limited amount, but materials are much more practical. Okay, so we're going to go into the rare tier, which is, again, going back to the 2 auras, so I'm going to highlight that. So we've got Cosmic. These are going to be expensive. Yeah, so we have Cosmic going from 100 to 126 million. On day 1, they were, like, this was the low. The 126 was the low. So this didn't budge that much percentage-wise from the day of release. Nebula on the day of release was like twice that. So let's see where it is now. Okay, so Nebula probably dropped a little bit more. Now, both of these auras are pretty subtle. Yeah, if you preview it here, you'll see that it doesn't show up a lot on the preview. But this, it kind of depends on which environment you're in. Because if you're in one where it kind of blends in too much, like if it's dark, you won't see a lot of parts of it. And obviously you'll see more if you're zoomed in, so during normal gameplay these aren't going to show up that much. but they do look cool for screenshots, and because of their rarity, that's what's driving up the price. So the rarity slash frequency is really the primary price driver, because you know, as I said, materials are more practical than auras, but you can see these are several times more than the common materials. Okay, so now we're going to go into the chroma box. Let me make sure I get the name right. Or actually, if I just see the boxes don't have a category, so we kind of have to go up to general, and then just sort by price descending. Because yeah, the Cosmic Chroma reward box is not on the broker. I don't think it ever was, actually. Like I never saw it on the broker, because you know, as with other booster ultra rares, it's just too high for the broker, because the broker has it's basically 999,999,999, estimated 1 billion. That's the max you can put on the broker, and the booster rare typically goes for more than that. It'll be probably like a 2 or 3 billion. I wouldn't even recommend going for that. So, like, if you wanted to get this chroma, I would just try your chances of open boxes, unless you happen to trust a transaction that's above $1 billion, unregulated by the broker. But yeah, that's what it is for the current booster bundle format. There are 4 types, although I suspect that the frequency tiers are still 3. So you know, based on this, we'll probably see some variants of these going into the next one. And the other thing we don't know is how many booster bundles per year we're going to get, because it's like some years we get 2, and in other years there's only 1. So, you know, there may not be another one until next December. But hopefully not, though, because obviously there are some metallic material variants that were not covered yet. And out of these variant auras, the stuff that came from Halloween as partials were a lot more than these 2 plasmics. There were like Nimbus and Smoke variants that we didn't have before, so there is going to have to be another bundle that covers some of those at least. But yeah, that's it from here. Good luck getting your booster bundle stuff, and thanks for watching.